Hey Krafty Friends, it's Jen from Katahdin Krafts and welcome back to the CottageCutz YouTube channel. My last video featured the Easel with Flowers die, and the lucky winner of that die is D. Wilson. Congrats, D. I'll have all the info you need below to claim your free gift. On this video, CottageCutz is giving away the adorable Build an Ice Cream Cone die. To be qualified to win, please like and comment on my video below. Alright, so speaking of the Build an Ice Cream Cone die, that is what I'm featuring today on my cute little Sweet Thanks gift card holder. I may have mentioned before that we own a seasonal dairy bar, and when I saw this die from the Sweet Treats release, I knew I was going to have to do something with it. Now, our dairy bar is soft serve ice cream, so I'm going to make these cones look very similar to what we have in our clam shop. So I wanted to add a little pizzazz to this gift card holder, so I dusted off my laminator, pulled out my toner paper, and die cut those ice cream top images from those, and also a couple of the strawberries and a few of the cherries. Using the toner paper to die cut out my images allows me to use a hot foiling technique with them. And in order to get that nude color for the cones, I went ahead and just die cut those on Copic marker friendly cardstock. And so these are the foils that I'm using today. They're deco foils. I'm using brown for a chocolate. I'm using pink for strawberry and an opal iridescent color for vanilla, but I didn't quite like the way that one turned out, so I am going to repeat that with a silver later. So this is the laminator that I use. I have really good luck with this one. I like to put a piece of cardstock underneath the die cuts in order to have some pressure. And I do make a mistake with this, and I'm going to show you that later so you don't make the same mistake. And I have a dedicated brush that I used just for my die cutting on my hot foiling. And that is just to dust off all of those particles on the toner paper and on the foil. And that just gives better coverage. So my mistake here is putting on this textured cardstock on top. I should have slipped that underneath. So right now I'm going to run this through the die cut machine or the laminator twice. I always do it twice. I just feel like that gives it really good coverage. And now you'll be able to see the mistake that I made with that textured cardstock. It actually put the texture right onto my image. So it was an easy fix. I just slipped that cardstock underneath and I went ahead and ran that back through. You can see on the piece of foil that's left over that it had that canvas-like look from the cardstock on there. So I will do the chocolate piece over again, but I just wanted to see how it all looked when I ran it back through. So I'm going to run these back through again twice. And I got a little bit smarter and slipped that other piece of cardstock underneath, and that still gave enough pressure, and I got really good coverage this time. And you can see that that's still a little bit dark. That's why I decided not to go with that iridescent look, and I did the silver after. And then my strawberry ice cream cone looks really good, kind of rainbowy in the light. And then those strawberries and cherries with the red look amazing. I love this. I love how nice and shiny, and it just gives that little bit of pizzazz to your card. Okay, for the cones, like I said, I die cut those with a Copic marker friendly cardstock, and now I'm going to use my Copic markers in the E family to cover this and make it look as close to what I think looks like a cone. Going to do a little bit of shading, and then all those little details that are already etched into that die for you, I'm just going to go ahead and just highlight that a little bit with the E97 marker. As you can see, very simple Copic marker coloring, but I love the way that turned out. There's a lot of definition and depth in that. And then I'm just going to glue on those shiny ice cream cone tops, and we'll be all set to go. And now it's time to assemble our gift card holder. This is an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, and I actually used a lightweight cardstock so I could get it to score easier. Then I picked out a fun, vibrant piece of pattern paper that I thought would go nicely with ice cream cones, and then a couple of blocks of white cardstock in order to be able to put a little message there to the gift card receiver. All of my dimensions are on my blog post. I will have that linked below so you can go and see all the sizes that I cut these little pieces of paper. As you can see, it's very quick and easy assembly for this cute little card. For the little flap that holds the actual gift card, I went ahead and used just a little bit of heavy duty tape just to make sure that that's really super secure. And then I'm going to decorate the front of the card with the same pattern paper. And for my card base, I just made sure that this coordinated well with it. I could have chosen any of those colors that are in those little polka dots, the pinks, that teal green, or this light blue. And then for my sentiment, I'm going ahead with Sweet Thanks, because this could be a thank you card with a nice gift certificate inside. And I love these shadow dies, so I'm going to go and use the same paper that I used for the card base, and then I'm going to use a coordinating pink, and I'm also going to make that all tie in together with a little strip that kind of breaks up that whole pattern paper, and that's where I'm going to assemble my ice cream cones. Glued my sentiments together, and I'm going to add those to the top of the card, Sweet Thanks, and then I'm going to assemble my ice cream cones. I wanted these to have a little bit of dimension, so I'm going to use some foam pop dots in order to do that. And I also wanted to add that cute little cherry on top there. And in order to make that stay, because that foil is a slick surface, I just used my tweezers to clip that together for a little while when I was getting all those little foam dots assembled. And I'm just going to space these out in the power of thirds we've got going on. Gonna add my little cherry, and yes, the stem did give me a little bit of a hard time, but I do get it on there with the help of those handy dandy tweezers that I absolutely love, probably one of my best tools in my stash. And then you can see that this is all set, and it needs a little something in the inside because it's a little plain. So that one ice cream cone that I thought was a little dark for the front, I'm going to go ahead and add that inside with those cute little shiny strawberries, which are perfect. I love, again, the details. I always love CottageCutz dies because of their details. I'm going to add that there, and you have a perfect spot for a little note of thanks, and then the gift card slides perfectly into that little pouch that's in the inside as well. And there we have it, this week's project. I hope everybody enjoyed crafting with me today. As always, I appreciate your support. If you have not yet subscribed to the CottageCutz YouTube channel, please do so. We do have videos weekly on the channel for your inspiration with all of these lovely detailed die cuts. And again, congratulations to D. Wilson for winning that Easel with Flowers die. And don't forget to like this video and comment below for your chance to enter the drawing for the Build an Ice Cream Cone die cut. And again, I am Jen from Katahdin Krafts, and I will see you back in a couple of weeks with another YouTube video. In the meantime, happy crafting, everyone.